I am bonused 100% on revenue. Um, and I think that's also appropriate because in my role as the CMO, I can impact revenue. So things that I do, functions that I lead, don't just generate pipeline. They actually, I do competitive positioning. I help with sales enablement, right? Like there's things that I do that I help the product, right? I give insights on how to build the product, right? So I do things that end up contributing both to the pipeline number and the revenue number, and therefore it's appropriate for me to be bonus on revenue.
That's an interesting, and when you pointed out a couple things there about being, the KPI being pipeline, when you can actually measure the pipeline with some certainty and predictability,
Yeah.
right? Because then you actually have something that you can base some prediction around. But then going one step further with revenue, that's an interesting one. Carson, I mentioned your take on that. Do you think that that's the right sort of common KPI between to align sales or marketing, or is it kind of getting the pipeline well defined, or the stages of the pipeline well defined, and then being able to kind of bonus or measure based around pipeline?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's probably not a one size fits all answer because it's there's going to be a lot of nuances to that. I do think that the closer you can align those, the more you're creating and fostering that culture where sales and marketing can work together. And what I mean by that is, yes, I believe that the evolution over time, I've definitely seen the emphasis of creation of quality leads and where these advance in the pipeline. But then again, like what was the strength of the process by which they identified these leads and created these leads? We need to further refine and evolve that to make sure we're getting quality leads to sellers. If I'm a seller and I go into my CRM and I see these leads that were generated by marketing and I call down on them and I get literally nothing out of it, that's not productive for either side. So all the more reason why I think it is important to have KPIs where you're aligned around the common theme, which is ultimately revenue and growth.